Hi, in the next few videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover a very crucial aspect, which is with respect to, of course, if you're a business, it is tremendously going to help you. But this you can also apply in other aspects of your life, okay? But let's say if you're a solo entrepreneur or if you have a team, this is very important for you. So whenever you think of a business or when you get into a business, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Sales, profit, numbers, money, cash flow, everything. Those all things are very important, but to get there, you have to do a lot of things before that, right? And one of the non-negotiable factor or one of the fundamentals which a lot of people do not understand and a lot of people even don't talk about it is the psychology behind the business. Psychology about why you are doing what you are doing, or let me put it in terms of the human behavioral patterns. Because when you are doing a business, you are dealing with people, right? You're not dealing with robots over here. So this is so vast, the psychology of success or the psychology of business, that I cannot definitely cover in one video. And so over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share one aspect which you can begin with, okay? So one thing is, whenever you are dealing with people, you are dealing with different kind of persona. When I say persona, that means, if you have noticed, not all people's likes, dislikes, behavioral patterns, way of perception, way of understanding, okay, implementing, everything is different. And you as a business owner, if you want to handle these kind of different personalities to run your business, you will need to understand what is behind all this, okay? What is it that is actually needed to make things happen with this diverse kind of personality group of people that you are dealing with. So the first and foremost important thing is you need to understand the personality types. There are, if you just go on Google and search, there are a lot of websites and a lot of stuffs who tell you a lot of things about different personalities. There are many exercises as well that you can do with respect to the personality tests, and most of them are free of cost. However, there is one such thing which I have personally tried and tested out, and by the way, if you listen to the songs going on in the background, can't help it, it's a wedding season, so it is, it is everywhere, so please ignore the background sound or the noise. So coming back to the point, there is one particular personality test that you can do, and you can ask your team members to do as well, okay? So what you can do is, this is called as the DISC personality test, DISC, dominant, influential, conscientious, and steadiness. So all different personalities are clubbed into broadly these 4 categories. So what you can do is you can go on the link given in the description. It's a free assessment. You go over there, you take the assessment, and if you have a team, this is very important. Once you ask them to do it, they will get a free report. So you will get to know what kind of personality each and every person is. So what is happening is, let me just give you an example, okay, of the very common type of personality, which is, let's say a person is dominant, that is the the dominant personality, and another person is influential, that means the I factor is dominant over here. So what happens is, every person has a primary and a secondary trait. So in the person, the dominant factor, if it is influential, the secondary could be something else out of DISC. Now let's say your primary trait is dominant and the secondary trait is something different. So what is going to happen is, if you are dealing with a person who is dominant, what is going to happen is the person is very result oriented. It does not matter what people think or they believe or this and that. You get things done head on, okay? And when you are dealing with somebody who is where the I personality is dominant, what happens is they are very people oriented. So they will think and feel, okay, if I'm working with these people, how are they behaving? What do they want? What do they need, etc.? Now, let's say in a team, this is just a very small example, okay? In a team, you have these different kinds of people working, and you give them the same deadline and the same tasks to achieve it. Both these people will approach it in a different manner, and they might do it in a different manner. So for you to understand how to get it done with a person whose dominant factor is D and how to get it done from a person whose dominant factor is I, this is going to help you tremendously. Why? Because then you are going to know, who am I dealing with? How am I talking to them? What am I expecting? And how am I communicating? This is very important. Okay. Now, wrapping this up, once you take this assessment, what happens is you get the report, and there are all the descriptions available over there. But in short, if I give you a simple tip as to how would you understand and how would you deal with the people with different personalities, the best way is first listen and observe. Okay? When you do not talk too much, you have that space to listen and observe to the person in front of you. And the second thing is you need to ask questions which will reveal more of who they are as a person, or what are the kind of things that they would either do not do, etc. When you take it slow to understand the person, it becomes very easy for you to close any deal, be it a customer or a client, to handle your team members with whomever you are interacting with, negotiating with the vendors or the contractors, etc. It becomes very comparatively easier for you to, handle your business environment. And by the way, this aspect is very much applicable in your personal life as well, in your relationships as well, your partners, your children, your relatives, etc., mostly with your partner. So once you are clear about your own personality. Now, this is the most important part in this video, because until and unless you know your personality, the strengths and weakness of it, the fears, the skills, everything about yourself, until and unless you have clarity about yourself, it will be very difficult for you to decipher about the person in front of you. And not just that, you will have all kinds of assumptions and presumptions and everything about the other person without even knowing about yourself. So your first task after watching this video is, if you have not already done, find out what is your personality trait, what is the dominant factor, what is the secondary factor, and what are some of the things that are very pros in this trait and very cons in this trait, and how can you actually improve on it. And same goes with the other people as well. If you want to know more in detail about it, do let me know and I will create a detailed video on this. So see you in the next video with another new topic. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.